Okay, Casey, let's get started on the chorus. A couple things you're going to need to know before we get into the chorus. One is some chords I don't think I've taught you yet. I'm going to draw the chords out for you, but the biggest one is this B minor chord. I'm not sure we've done it yet. Essentially, it's just an A minor that's been brought up 2 frets with a bar. If you think of playing A minor with your second, third, and fourth finger like that, so that it leaves your first finger open, you can move an A minor chord up 2 frets and put your first finger on the note B, and now you've got a B minor. I'm not sure, I can't remember if I ever taught you that or if you already know it, but that's the way you want to picture that chord, B minor. And it means you got to bar it, you got to push with your first finger on the 5th string and the 1st string, so they're both being played with these other 3 fingers down too. So there's your B minor. Some other goofy ones is a C major 7, and I wrote that as a C with a triangle next to it because that's how it's written in music books. So the way you want to think of a C major 7 is, it's not a C7 because a C7 includes the note that is a whole step or 2 frets behind the root of the chord. So with a C chord, you'd include the note that is a whole step behind the C. So a C7 ends up being a C with a B flat in it. The difference between that and the one we're learning today is a C major 7 includes the note that is a half step behind the C. Okay? So instead of a B flat, we have a B. And the best way to get that is just releasing your first finger. So a C major 7 is a C chord with a B in it. Right? That's your C major 7 chord, or C with a triangle next to it. A minor 7 is an A minor with the note that is a whole step behind it. So that makes it a G. Okay, so there's your A minor 7. The other one is a D minor 7, which we normally play a D minor like this, which is D, F, and A, but we want to make it a D7. We want to put a C in it. So I'm going to show you. Your first finger is going to play double duty here. It's going to be on the first 2 strings like this, like you're playing an F chord. Okay, so it's on F and it's on C, but our second finger is going to be on A, and that's it. And we strum down from the note D, the 4th string. It makes a little different chord. For the D minor chord I've given you, I like to use the note. I like to use my 3rd finger on that. But when you play D minor, you may want to put your pinky down on D. Let's see if I can get you to see this well. How about that? So I'm not even using my 3rd finger. I've got my pinky on D, 1st finger on F, 2nd finger on A. That's for D minor. I think that's it. E7, sorry, you have an E chord, and we're going to put a D in that as well. So we take our 3rd finger, our ring finger, off the note E on the 4th string, and we've got E7. So that's going to do it for the chords. Yeah, so let's move on. Okay, so the chorus, when we come out of the verse, we're going to go into a G chord to get started, and the strum pattern there is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're going to play it kind of staccato. It has a nice little groove to it. So on that G chord, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and switch to an A minor, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and here's that ugly B minor chord, and we do the same strum. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and switch to A minor again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and here comes that really cool C major 7 chord. Same exact strum. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and actually I think they only go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? This is the cool part. You actually want to play, the guitar only plays the strum after that, so the 2 bars of C major 7 you see there actually go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, and just strums. But I added the bass line because I think it's pretty cool. And the bass line goes, okay? If you're playing just the bass line, you'd rest on the first half of the first beat. So you'll have rest, and 2, and, okay? In which case you'd play those notes, the low string E, the G, and then you're going to put your 2nd finger on B, and go back to G, and play it in that rhythm. Okay, the cool thing is if you can put it all together, those last 2 bars of C major 7 will be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, which I think is pretty awesome. So from there, you go on back to the verse. You go back to the verse with that E minor with that cool strum, and keep going with the rest of that verse. That brings you up to speed. You can play the first verse, you can play the first chorus, then go back to the first verse. Okay? On the second chorus, it does something a little bit different. Let me see my notes here. All right, the second chorus, you're going to do the exact same thing as you did on the first chorus, but when you finish that riff, so let's go from the C major 7. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Normally you go back to the verse, but this second chorus, you're going to do that full strum on E minor, and then play the same riff we did before with a slight variation. This time, instead of going E, G, B, G, we go E, G, B, E. Okay, so you strum that E minor chord, and on the same rhythm you go. Okay, so on the second chorus, it's actually going to end up sounding like this. E minor, A minor, C major 7,